All right, it is 4 o'clock, Kathy, or Tom, so we can go ahead and get started.
All right, welcome to the February 1st, 2022 City of Oshkosh Plan Commission meeting. We do have a quorum present. A few housekeeping items to cover before we begin. For those of you that heard this from Mark before the meeting, this is a repeat. Please silence your cell phones and any other electronic devices during the meeting as it is virtual. Please also utilize the mute function on your phone or your computer screen to eliminate background noises and potential sound feedback. To speak on an item that's listed as a public hearing, please use the raise hand function to the right of your video screen if it is available to you, and I will call you in the order that I see after the public hearing has been declared open. If you do not have the ability to raise your hand, please respectfully request to speak without interrupting the current speaker. During a public hearing, you'll be allowed to address the Plan Commission after the applicant has made an opening statement. You must state your name and address for the record before speaking. You will be allowed to speak on each agenda item only once, unless Plan Commissions ask you for clarification or a follow-up question. Finally, the applicant will be allowed a final chance to speak. As this is a virtually attended meeting, all voting items will require a roll call vote. On to the roll call, please.
Ms. Prop, Ms. Shireman,
Here.
Mr. Spanbauer, Mr. Kulabali,
Here.
Ms. Davy,
Here.
Councilmember Ford,
Here.
Mr. Kiefer, Mr. Marshall,
Here.
Vice Chair Mitchell,
Here.
Chairperson Perry.
Here.
9 present.
If you called me before I was present, Kathy.
That's okay. I saw you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, we have next on the agenda, the approval of the January 18th, 2021 minutes. Plan Commission, what's your pleasure?
Move approval. Okay, Kathy.
Second, Shireman.
We have a move and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Prop,
Aye.
Ms. Shireman,
Aye.
Mr. Kulabali,
Aye.
Ms. Davy,
Aye.
Councilmember Ford,
Aye.
Mr. Kiefer,
Aye.
Mr. Marshall,
Aye.
Vice Chair Mitchell, Vice Chair Mitchell, Chairperson Perry.
Aye.
Motion carried 9-0.
Thank you. On to item number 1. Public hearing, zone change from 2 flat residential 10 with plan develop overlay to single family residential 9 SR9 for properties located at the east 600 block of Grove Street, City of Oshkosh owner, City of Oshkosh Development of Community Development applicant. Is there any site, do any plan commission members, did they have a site inspection? Please raise your hand if you have. 1, 2, Ms. Davy, Ms. Mitchell, Councilmember Ford. Okay. I will accept the staff report as part of the record. Staff, to present your summary.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Next slide, please. Okay, this is a zone change request from the current TR10 PD down to an SR9 without a plan development for the highlighted piece of land located on Grove Street. This is a piece of property that was acquired by the city back in 2015 from Winnebago County and was a remnant of the old former Mercy Hospital site at that time when it was redeveloped to senior housing. The general area surrounding it is a mix of higher density residentials to the north and south. Senior living to the east and single family to the west. The city's requesting the zone change to allow the creation of a total of 6 new residential parcels along Grove. Although the current TR10 zoning would allow or does allow single family uses, the TR10 has a minimum lot width of 60 feet wide, where the SR9 has a minimum width of 40 feet. Staff took a look at it and wanted to maintain lot sizes similar to those across the street. So with the SR9 zoning, that would allow the city to create 2 50-foot, 1 54-foot, 1 55-foot, and 1 65-foot corner lot, which would be a total of 6 lots. Habitat for Humanity is working with the city to eventually purchase these lots. Several lots have already been selected by Habitat's clients, and construction is planned to occur this spring. These lot sizes are ideal for Habitat's mission to provide affordable homeownership for families. The comprehensive plan does recommend neighborhood commercial for this area. Staff feels that there's not a conflict with the proposed zone change, as the zoning is already residential in nature with similar density requirements. And also the recommended land use map is meant for generalized areas and not parcel specific. So staff is of the opinion that the subject site is small enough not to warrant a comp plan map amendment. So staff is supportive of the zone change as it allows the creation of single family lots consistent in size with the surrounding neighborhood. Plus the new lots will help the city's goal to make affordable housing more available. So staff is recommending approval of the rezone from TR10 PD to SR9 as requested.
And just to add a couple of comments, what Jeff said, staff took a look at this. We had a while back done the land disposition for future sale of the property to Habitat. And we're evaluating whether it was appropriate to continue with a plan development approval process for each one of these homes, or zone it to single family code compliance, which all the structures that Habitat was proposing match the single family character of the area. In this case, we felt it was more appropriate to match the SR9 zoning of the intended land use and the adjacent properties than to go through PD approvals for each of these with a underlying land use that's already allowed. So it seemed cleaner, better fit for the neighborhood to have similar zoning instead of leaving the plan development overlay on this property.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Thank you for the detailed report. Are there any technical questions to the staff from the Plan Commission? Technical questions to the staff? I don't see any. Okay, at this time, we'll open public comment and request a statement from the applicant. I don't believe we have the applicant. Oh, well, the applicant's the city. We'll open public comment at this point. Is there anybody that would like to speak from the public on this agenda item? Is there anybody from the public that would like to speak on this agenda item? Okay, seeing none, at this point, I will close the public comment period. And I am assuming that there will be no closing statements from the applicant. So we're on to committee action. Plan Commission, what have you on this agenda item?
Make a motion to adopt the findings and recommendations as stated in the staff report, Mitchell.
Second, Mamadou.
Okay, we have a motion and we have a second. Is there any discussion on the motion? Councilmember Ford.
Yeah, this is for city staff, and maybe it should have been a technical question. For that, I apologize. But curious, what size development or rezone would trigger an update to the comp plan?
So if it was a substantial modification from what was already there, with TR10 and SR9 already being single-family allowed uses, they are similar enough in nature that a comp plan amendment is not warranted. If we were going to entire different category of land use, we would then need to address the comp plan. But when we're really in that same category and the base land use allows the same thing, it's not always necessary.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Okay, are there any other questions on the motion? Any other statements or questions from the Plan Commission on the motion? I see none. So it's time for a vote. Roll call, please.
Ms. Prop, Uh,
Looks like you're still muted, Kathy.
I'm sorry, aye.
it's okay. Ms. Shireman,
Aye.
Mr. Coolabali,
Aye.
Ms. Davy,
Aye.
Councilmember Ford,
Aye.
Mr. Kiefer,
Aye.
Mr. Marshall,
Aye.
Vice Chair Mitchell,
Aye.
Chairperson Perry.
I'm voting present.
Motion carried 9-0.
For the record, that'll be 8-0.
Oh,
Just
8-0.
with the president.
That's awkward.
All right, thank you. Item number 2 on the agenda, public hearing, zone change from urban mixed use district, UMU, to central mixed use district, CMU, and approval of project review for properties located at the southeast corner of Oregon Street and West 6th Avenue, 600 block of Oregon Street. SJPK LLC, Sheila and Jerry Cantor, and Redevelopment Authority of Oshkosh owners, Corey Wallace, Chet Wiesenberg architecture petitioners. Are there any site inspections from the Plan Commission? I see Kathy, I see Margie, I see Justin, Meredith. All right. I will accept the staff report as part of the record. On to the staff to present a summary of the agenda item, please.
Thank you. So the subject site is located at the southeast corner of Oregon Street and West 6th Avenue. It contains 2 lots. The corner lot is a mixed-use site with ground floor commercial and upper floor residential, and the eastern site is a vacant lot. Surrounding area is predominantly commercial as well as vacant properties. The applicant is requesting a zone change of the vacant parcel to have it zoned from the existing urban mixed use to central mixed use that will match the corner site, which is 600 Oregon Street, to provide consistent central mixed use zoning. The intent is to have that consistent zoning to allow for a CSM to combine the lots into one, which would allow for a parking expansion as well as a new garage on the lot. And that's part of plans for renovations to the site, which include 2 commercial tenant areas on the first floor and 2 two-bedroom dwelling units on the second floor, and the parking will be for the tenants. Staff is supportive of the rezone to central mixed-use districts, as the proposed CMU zoning designation is consistent with the 2040 comp plan recommendation of Center City for the area. It's also consistent with the South Shore redevelopment area plan, and it will allow for improved parking for the sites. The renovations also require central mixed use district project review based on it being zoned CMU. So next slide, please. So for the west elevation, changes include installing new storefront window assembly. So they're basically expanding the storefront glazing on the Oregon Street side. Next slide, please. Here's the north elevation. They are adding storefront window assembly, which will create the appearance of the Oregon Street storefront wrapping around the corner to the 6th Avenue front. Also removing a door and modifying that opening to install a new window. Next slide, please. Here is the east elevation. On this elevation, they're installing new steps and a new entry door, and also enlarging an existing upper floor window area and replacing the existing canopy of the rear entrance. Next slide. Here's the south elevation. So they are replacing a door and adding some glazing around that door as well, and replacing existing windows. So these are all the facades that all 4 facades are being updated, and staff is supportive of those proposed facade modifications, as they will serve to enhance the appearance of the building and will be an overall improvement to the site and will be consistent with development in the surrounding area. Next slide, please. So here's color renderings. You can see they've really enhanced the window area on the street facades. Next slide. Here's the site plan for the parking addition and garage addition. So they will have 6 new surface parking spaces, as well as a 5-stall garage for tenant use. The exterior of the new garage will be fiber cement lap siding. The CMU district allows fiber cement siding in certain cases, and staff feels it's appropriate in this case, as the fiber cement siding on the garage is located to the rear of the building. Also, it's fronting West 6th Avenue rather than Oregon Street, and it will be compatible with the surrounding existing buildings along West 6th Avenue. So with that, staff recommends approval of the rezone to Central Mixed Use District and approval of the project review.
Thank you for your detailed report. Are there any technical questions from the Plan Commission to the staff? I see Mr. Mitchell has his hand up.
Thank you. I was just curious if this impacts the site to the east at all, given the kind of reduction of that lot, as well as with the garage there, the inability of any sort of cross traffic off the road. Is that a concern at all, or no?
So this site was previously our redevelopment authority owned. And we actually have a gentleman that's going to be doing a workshop on another project coming up here. Mr. Edmonds, that purchased that property from RDA. RDA split it between these 2 developers, who is proposing a 4-unit townhome style development that'll fit nicely on the property to the east.
Thank you.
Ms. Prop, I see your hand is raised.
Yes, this is an impressive upgrade. I like it, but I wonder if it's an historic building, and should the landmarks have weighed in on this?
Don't believe this is a locally landmarked building. I will double check, but I don't believe it is.
Anyhow, it's elegant. I like it.
Thank you. Any other technical questions from the Plan Commission to the staff? Seeing none. Since this is a public hearing, we will now open the public comment period and request a statement from the applicant.
Either Mr. Wiesenberg or the owners.
Are the owners here?
Go ahead, Chet.
I'll say, I don't, Brian did a good job presenting everything. I don't really have too much more to add. Other than I can try to answer my best to answer any questions anybody has, but my team did more of the design on this project, and I kind of had more of an upper level review of it. And I can say I really am proud of what we did here. I think it is the highest and best use, and I don't think we cut really any corners. So I'm proud of this project, and I think it's a good use. But I'll let the owners speak if they have anything to say, and other than that, I'll be here to answer any questions.
Okay, would the owner like to make a comment?
Thank you again. I think they did a great job presenting this. This is exactly what we had wanted to see, and what we're looking forward to producing.
Okay, the public hearing is there any members of the public that would like to speak to this agenda item? Once again, any members of the public that would like to speak to this agenda item? Okay, seeing none, I'll declare the public comment period closed. Does the applicant wish to make a closing statement? I would assume not. All right. Commission, it's up to you for action now.
Motion to adopt the findings and recommendation as stated in the staff report. Kathy?
Second,
Shireman.
Kiefer.
We have a motion in 2 seconds. Plan Commission, any discussion on the motion? Justin, your hand is up.
Thank you. I see some, I think maybe landscaping there along the parking side. Is this something where a landscape plan gets submitted later, or I'm more specifically, I'm interested in what would go along the garage, along the roadside, and then possibly along the back, depending upon, you know, how they're going to be designing their site layout of the property to the east.
Correct. Once the zone change is approved, they can legally combine those parcels into a single lot, and then they'll have to go through typical site plan review for code compliance with their landscaping plan. As this isn't a plan development or a conditional use permit, they're not required to submit those during this part of the process, but they will have to do so.
Got it. Thank you. I'm really excited. This is I think a property I've driven by a lot that has some beautiful brick character, and it's in a pretty prominent location within the city. So congrats to the folks involved in moving this forward.
Is there any other discussion from Plan Commission on this project? Okay, I would personally just like to say that I believe that, you know, a square building is a square building, but I also believe that the window design in this particular building really makes it stand out. I like the 4/1s. On the upper part, I like the opening on the ground floor. I think that this is really going to class up this building tremendously, and I look forward to seeing it get done. All right. We've had our discussion. On to the vote. Would you please call the roll, please?
Miss Prop,
Aye.
Miss Shireman,
Aye.
Mr. Kulabali,
Aye.
Miss Davy,
Aye.
Councilmember Ford,
Aye.
Mr. Kiefer,
Aye.
Mr. Marshall,
Aye.
Vice Chair Mitchell,
Aye.
Chairperson Perry.
Aye.
Motion carried 9-0.
Okay, seeing no other items on the agenda, I see adjournment is next. Is there a motion?
So moved, Shireman.
Kiefer, second.
Moved and seconded. I assume there's no discussion. Should we have roll call, please?
Miss Prop,
Aye.
Miss Shireman,
Aye.
Mr. Kulabali,
Aye.
Miss Davy,
Aye.
Councilmember Ford,
Aye.
Mr. Kiefer,
Aye.
Mr. Marshall,
Aye.
Vice Chair Mitchell,
Aye.
Chairperson Perry.
Aye.
Motion carried 9-0.